It's your boy Terrence Cummings, aka the Music Master, coming from lovely Tupelo, Mississippi, home of Tupelo Music Academy. This is the Music is Life podcast. I don't even have to make an introduction. Y'all already see who is on for today. It is my mom, Dr. P, the first music master, the one who led us into music. And I brought her on today because it is May the 1st. Um, I'm going to say happy birthday to my niece, Palmer Mitchell, who is a member of Tupelo Music Academy. Happy birthday to you. Um, but today I brought on my mother to talk about at Tupelo Music Academy, we are doing May Music for Moms. And we always talk about the athlete mom, football mom, basketball mom. Then now they had the dad mom with Kobe, and they got all of this. But with the musicians, we don't get that much. So I wanted to bring her on to talk about how it was raising musicians, being a musician herself, and just dealing with all that. And so I know she's ready to go.
I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you.
Okay. So with that said, we're gonna ask a few questions and then we're gonna talk about what we're doing at Tupelo Music Academy at the end of this. This is gonna be a good interview. We got Dr. P. So Dr. P, my first question with you, um, what and I don't think I ever asked you this. What led you to music?
Well, my auntie, our family is musically inclined. And my aunt Helen, which was one of the Midwest and where we live, one of the greatest organists ever, uh, she woke up out of her sleep and went and played the piano. And from the piano, she went to the organ. And of course, we were singers and all that. And so I used to sit up on the side of the couch to play the organ like in Helen because she was actually the goat of Toledo, Ohio. People were reaching out, wanting her, and she was not only a bad organist, but she was gorgeous with it.
Okay. See, I never got a chance to meet Aunt Helen, but I've heard the stories
She
of her.
seen you though, Binky.
It-
You met her, but you don't remember her.
I was a wee
Cause she,
baby.
yeah, you're a baby. She kissed on your jaws and everything.
Okay, so from there,
In fact, Aunt Helen was the one that told me about my first two kids. She told me what you guys were gonna be.
really,
She sure did. Sure did.
okay,
And she even described your dad to me.
that's deep.
That's the
But that's for another podcast.
okay.
So you got into the music, and in that, what? So you were in church, and you felt a need to sing, or you felt a need to, and how did it get you to playing?
Oh, you bringing back memories. When I got into church, the first thing I did was join the choir because I thought the choir was phenomenal, and there would be different faction of places we go. Our choir director was named Sister Russell, and she would break out groups and stuff that we would go with her, and there was nobody to play. We had the first band ever in Toledo, Ohio. We had a band in our church, but they didn't travel everywhere we went. So I would sit around on the piano.
Mm-hmm.
I would play some songs on the piano for the group and stuff. And different places I would go to, I would get on the piano because they had other like musicians that could fill in. And of course, being around the Clark sisters, Twinkie Clark was one of the ones that I admired so much in her organ playing because I got to preach for her mother, the great Mattie Moss Clark. And
Mm-hmm.
Twinkie bagged me up while I preach. You know, I like a good organ to bag me up.
Yeah,
So
we
yeah,
know.
that's how I got into the motion or the rhythm of music in my bones. It just was in my bones, something that was a part of my DNA.
Okay. So you were playing in church. You got an opportunity. You tinkered around like most musicians do. Because I tinker around, making noises with my mouth and making paper
Oh Lord
saxophones.
Jesus, yeah.
Uh, well, since we getting into that, all right. So you getting married, you got you got me, and you got Tisha, and so you're hearing me make racket. Did that ever make you think I was gonna? Well, you already knew I was gonna play.
But see, you got to go back when I was pregnant with you. At 1401 Ida Street, apartment 76. Um, I was sitting in my living room. It was hot. Uh, I was miserable, but I heard a prophetic word come to me that the baby that I'm carrying is going to be a boy, and he has a call. This is what the Lord said. He has a call on his life. He's going to be a musician, and he's going to be like David. He's going to play like David. He's going to be skillful to play like David, and that when he plays, he's going to play salvation, healing, and deliverance into people. And he said, as Sarah believed and brought forth Isaac, as I believe I would bring forth a son. Because your daddy was saying, you know, there's so many girls in my family. I'm the only guy that was ever
Mm,
born into 7 girls. He said, I'm probably going to end up like my dad and have all girls. I said, well, honey, that's not what the Lord said to me. He said that we're going to have a son, and his purpose and his calling was going to be like David. He would play and he would be anointed, and that's how the journey began. And then when you were born, I brought you onto the journey because it was for me to groom what God has said about you. Ooh,
gotcha.
I feel the anointing of God right now.
And in that grooming, what were some of the things that you did when I was young?
The first thing that I really felt like you were going to be a saxophone player. I don't know why I never said an organist or a guitar player
Mm,
or a drum player, but it was like it was the unction that you would play a horn, and it was the saxophone, and to know that that was God's plan and purpose for your life is that even when you went your first opportunity to join the band in primary school,
mm-hmm.
uh, the 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 band director said you didn't even have the mouth for a saxophone player. So I knew that was God then, because anytime there is a call of God on your life, you will never look like what you're called to do.
Right.
It's a journey that you go on that God begins to cultivate and begins to form what He has called. Just like He said, Jeremiah 1 and 5, before you were in your mother's womb, I knew the call that I had placed on your life. And that was a defining call that God had placed on your life.
Well, see, I didn't know you even did that because I never had any intention on organ or guitar. I like to hear it,
Mm,
but I would take paper and fold it up and make saxophones.
see,
And then one of when Brother Jesse Coleman would come down, I never heard what he said when he was preaching until he started playing
saying
his
that
horn.
that's right.
And then I was locked in. I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. I
Look at
always
that.
said that. I'm gonna play saxophone. I don't know. Anyway, it like I said,
So it was definitely a destiny move. It was a course of destiny, because he said before you go on that course, it's already predetermined.
right.
So with you, always doing something with your mouth all the time, because I was saying, Binky, don't make another sound. Don't make another. And you had to always make that last sound when I said, cut it out.
Yeah, and I know it's something like I tell parents, the student doesn't pick the instrument picks the student.
That's the truth.
And people say, I don't know. I just was gravitate. It called you.
Mm-hmm.
So um in that part, I know I'm playing, then Tisha is singing.
Mm-hmm.
So you have
And
two
dancing. I
and
knew I
dancing.
knew she was gonna be a dancer. Um,
So creative mom, you got creative children. And then we have Matthew
hmm
who comes out and he's walking around with toy guitars and
yeah.
making no he would take sticks and make them good time.
Yes.
you know.
He was always got a strap, always walking around and playing the guitar. And I remember him being a little baby. He would sit up in the pulpit with your daddy. And Brother Miller, when we had the fellowship, Brother Miller would always say, Brother Cummings, this little boy here is going to play the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And he touched him because Brother Miller was one of the greatest guitar players. It made you go back to B.B. King.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so smooth on it. And he always gravitated to Matthew. I don't know why, but he always gravitated to him. And he always said great things about you as well, Binky, about the saxophone. And you know, a lot of times people probably would say they would laugh at your beginnings, but you know what? You can laugh at a beginner, but you need to kind of step back because if there is that paradigm, that frequency that's on your life, that thing is going to manifest in a way that just blows us away.
Yeah, and you got to push through. We were telling our young students when it's difficult, that's when your breakthroughs come
Mm-hmm.
during your difficult times. I'm going through a difficult time now
Mm-hmm.
with my coach. Chad is pushing me on some music that is stretching me, but he said the next year is going to be like this. But because I'm seasoned and I understand,
Mm.
I can, I know I got to work hard. I just got to buckle down. It's a direction I want to go. So I was telling our group during those difficult times, push through. So did I ever go through that where you felt like he might want to quit?
I never ever seen that in you. I never ever, even in your pressuring time, uh, or your stretching times. I'll tell you, go up on the hill, way up on the hill, and keep practicing. See, in the equation, everybody is supposed to play a part in your journey.
Mm,
It's not just you single by yourself. You need somebody that will push, help stretch you. You sent me a a thing early this morning, and when I looked at it, I said that was the kind of person I was to you. You know, uh, not only did you play saxophone, you were a great drummer as well. And when I would play the organ for the church, you had to be my drummer. And I would be up high and the drums would be down low. And I would look at you and I say, Binky, you better play and you better not miss a beat. You know, because I was like that mom that was demanding, you
mm,
know. And from when you a lot of people, and I've told you, I've sent the message back. I said a lot of people are mad at people today because they don't want that type of uh, uh, pressure put
mm-mm,
on them. But even even at my age now, I still apply pressure to my life, and I always go back as being a motivator or inspirational speaker. That I always go back even into my life and listen to what I've done prior and say, hey, I could add this to it.
mm.
Or hey, I can make a better presentation to this. Or hey, I want to be able to draw. And that's what you do when you play. I watch you when you play, even when you play on your secular sets or uh, your religious set. Uh, I see a dedication from the years prior and even now, that, I would get upset when I know that it could have been better,
Mhm.
or I look at you upside your head like, what why did you do that? Especially if you're gonna set me up and I'm coming behind you. Why did you do that? Why did you
Mm,
you know better than that? And you gotta always tell you, and I tell many people, you gonna always the rest of your life, you're gonna always be a student. I don't care how old you get, you're gonna always be a student. And you say, well, Dr. P, why you say that? Because you gotta always be willing to learn and to stay teachable.
right,
And
right.
that's why I like when you got days during the week that you relentlessly practice. And you can tell a person that really work on their craft. You can't just say, okay, Sunday I got to get up and preach. I'm gonna stay up all night and ask the Lord to work with me. No, it don't. It don't happen like that.
No,
You got
no.
to work at it.
Well, when you're trying to be when you're being professional, you got to work at it every day. Plus, music was my dedication. I said I'm dedicating my life to music,
Yes.
so I was not going to come out here and sound bad. Um, you know, I going to work, and my kids know, and it starts tonight
Yeah.
from Wednesday to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy's going to play. He's gonna go in that bathroom at home, and now that I have my academy,
You can go down there.
I can go down there and play. And my neighbors say they like to hear me play, so
Oh,
I thought that was nice.
yeah.
Shout out to Daily Nutrition. The girls over there, they like to hear me play. But
Oh, it's awesome.
I said we wasn't too loud. It's like, no, we're just glad to hear somebody over there. It's been vacant for a while. But anyway, so with that, we got moms out here. They got young musicians coming up. What would you say to mothers who have children who are cultivating their talent? Um, what would you advise a young mom to do right now?
I would definitely encourage young mothers to make the investment um, in your children uh, with their gifting because maybe you don't see the whole picture. You can't see a whole vision in it, but if you see enough, take the leap of faith and say, "Come on, baby, we're gonna do this here. What is it you like?" Sometimes, a lot of times, you got to go into the wells of their souls. You got to go on the inside of them and see what it is, because something is dormant there, and you have the ability to go in the wells of their uh, beings and pull that up, pull those giftings up. Maybe they'll start out with the piano and then end up on the guitar, or just like you said, that's a very good analogy, that your instrument will call you. It would
Mm-hmm.
definitely call you, because I knew that as a little girl, uh, I wanted to be a teacher. I always got the community. I always stood in. I always would practice standing in the hallway, calling the students in, or I get in the neighborhood and I call the students around. So I knew that I would uh, not so much the pastoral ministry, but
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I was going to teach people. So that's what you got to do as a young mother. Look at your child. Don't look over and say, "Go in your room somewhere and sit down. Be quiet. Get on your PlayStation." No, get those kids more active in something outside of a PlayStation or the iPhone. Get them into something that just like with you today, this is a thing that's a part of your destiny and a part of your purpose, and it's something that's going to make economic wealth for you,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be a blessing to others that you will pour into, and thank God we got something like this in our region,
Right.
and we as parents can make it big, and don't be intimidated with trying to help your child. Pour in, embrace them.
Words of wisdom. Words of wisdom. Because I mean, I know the moms that I do hear that come down and just they talk about confidence, and music has helped them with confidence, helped them in their academics. And it was, hey, my son and daughter, they didn't want to do sports. Music was the thing that
Mhm.
lit them up. And I know for me, I played sports here and there. I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Mhm.
Music is something I always hear something. I always my most creative times is when music is in my head. So when you have someone at home, your mother and father who can support you, it gives you more options on here. So this is May. It is Mother's Day month,
Yes, it is.
and we celebrate our mothers. And so with this, I have a most incredible free gift for our moms.
Mm.
So Mother's Day is May the 12th. We have 12 moms that we are going to gift. And with this gift, we have a package of gifts that we are giving the the 12 moms who sign up to take music lessons
Ooh,
with their students.
oh.
We have Ulta gift cards. We have birthday parties from Skate Zone.
Mm.
We have free haircuts for $100 value in haircuts, and we have Amazon gift cards.
Wow.
So this package is our most incredible free gift to moms who sign up to take lessons with their child. That is a criteria. Moms, you take the lesson with your child.
That's neat.
So it gives them an opportunity to bond, build a bond. Um,
Because I've been trying to get in for a while.
Mama. Well, I'll say this. When I say build a bond, my mom leads praise and worship at church because we built that musical bond. I know where she's going to move. And a lot of times, we as families, like you said, go in that room and play that or go over there. This is your opportunity to bond through creativity. This is something that you can share. You never, those are bonds that build for a lifetime.
And I tell you what, another good thing for me, it keeps you young.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it keeps you in
I wants
a
to stay
flow.
young.
Yeah, it keeps you in a flow. It's like you are evolving, but it keeps life in you, and music is life. They talk about music in heaven.
Mm.
You know, we the little testimony that it might be uh kind of strange to some people, but I remember when Binky, there's such an anointing and a call on his life. We were sitting in church and I was on the organ. And what were you on the bongos or your saxophone?
I was on saxophone back then.
And all of a sudden, y'all, we began to hear musical notes in while the service is going on. And it wasn't musical notes because I was playing the organ. It wasn't musical notes because Binky was on the saxophone. Me and nobody else heard these notes.
Mm-mm.
And I looked at Binky and Binky looked at me and I didn't know if to say something to Binky. And I don't think Binky knew if he should say something to me. But we finally say, "You hear that?"
Mm-hmm.
And Binky said, "Mama, I hear it." And that was to me a heavenly impartation that it was God said, "What I have put on this young man's life is solid. It's solid." And I'm confirming it that that is a mantle that I have dropped on his life. And it wasn't just to be used right there in church. It was supposed to be used across the board, international, nationally, locally. So, it's working even now for him. And I call, when I seen your sign go up, I said, "Honey, that's Binky's church."
Oh,
That is his ministry that was stretched wide and far.
well, it is, and we won't get into the other part yet, but I tell you off camera on that part.
Okay.
But we have this gift, and we won't.
You know what I'm saying? It's a ministry.
No, 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 no. I got to. It's
Okay.
actually something I want to tell you, but I don't.
Okay.
We can't say it on the podcast, not yet.
Ah,
Um, what we're doing is we're giving a gift of music because in that gift also Tupelo Music Academy is providing some gift certificates for you. So this is going to be a nice bundle for the first 12 mothers who sign up. Now the deadline is May the 15th. May the 12th is Mother's Day, but you have to May the 15th to do it. Excuse me. You got to May the 15th to do it. It's gonna be a good blooper. But first 12 moms, Ulta gift cards, Amazon, haircuts. We even have a credit relief package in that. So there's a
Ooh.
lot of gifts in this thing. We're gonna be sharing it on our social because y'all know I post every day. We're gonna post on our Facebook and Instagram. And all you have to do is go to our website, TupeloMusicAcademy.com, fill out the information, and in the body of it, put in mom, music mom is what you put in. Music mom. And when you put that in, then you have been entered. And when you sign up, you get a gift. Period. We got a gift. But it's only for 12. So there's a limited offer to this most incredible free gift. This is your opportunity to join. I want to thank Dr. P.
Let me say this for you. cut us off.
Okay,
I just felt
doing
I do
doing like we do at church
I
with Daddy.
I just felt led, just dropped in my spirit, especially to reach out to those moms that are pastors' wives.
Oh yeah.
You know, your children, maybe they just sitting in church. Uh, bring you and your child. Y'all come together
Mm-hmm.
and team up, because team works, and team is a strategy to even make your ministry stronger. So I'm encouraging all of pastors' wives, preachers' wife, deacons' wife. Y'all come on, because that will really help your local ministry
Yes.
to sign up.
Having that, we talked about that on the post with Matthew. You know, him and then me, and now we're doing it again with my nieces and my sons. So invest in your ministry, because it's hard.
Yeah, it
Uh,
is.
Guys like us, I know plenty of musicians that playing at 3 and 4 churches, and it's stretched thin. They can't do it. It's only so many to go around. So
And
invest.
and it's not such a good dedication, because you got to pick up everybody's
Well, it's not.
house.
It's not a good dedication, and it normally doesn't work out. But uh, we had to talk about that on another podcast because
We got plenty of content.
oh yeah, I got yeah, I'm content ready
All right.
on that. But this has been the Music is Life podcast. We want to thank Dr. P from the Dr. P brand for coming by. Music Moms in May. We have 12 moms that we are giving the most incredible free gift to.
I like them too.
Come to tupelomusicacademy.com, put in Music Mom. If you're the first 12, you will get part of that giveaway package. We're looking forward. You have until May the 15th to come in and get yourself signed up. I'm your boy Terrence Cummings, aka the Music Master. This is the Music is Life podcast, presented by Tupelo Music Academy. Y'all be blessed.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Yep. We back at it again. You know what we had to do. Yup. Another MC joint. What? Ladies and gentlemen.